Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hobbits. Today, joined by
Brett
of Anomyces. Today, checking out some more Fremont, and again, courtesy of Morten Mugi. Morten is sharing this bottle, so thanks a ton for sharing, Morten. Small share today. We started with some very awesome Fremont beer as well, some great barley wine. But now we're jumping onto this, which is a variation on a Dark Star, and this is the Dark Star Spice Wars from 2018. So we've had a few ups and downs with Dark Star. We've had Dark Star really good, but we also had Dark Star good, and we've also had Dark Star like a little bit disappointing. Mainly the coffee one.
Yeah.
But this poured out like really thick, so it'll be fun to see how this is. But if you don't know Dark Star, it's a Imperial oatmeal stout aged in bourbon barrels. They do barrel blending, so you have beer that's been in barrels in different time periods and whatnot. They blend it together, finish the product or release the product, and then they do variation. And this variation is Spice Wars. It's the 18, as I said, and this one is called Spice Wars because they put in spices. And this sounds like it's going to be, gingerbread or Christmas cake kind of beer because it's spiced with cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, ginger, vanilla, and clove. So all the festive spices.
Yeah, I love it. I love those usually.
I usually like these Christmas cakey stouts, like gingerbread stouts. The Hardywood gingerbread stouts is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not like mind-blowing beer, but it's very nice beer. Yeah. So if Fremont does that, with a barrel-aged beer, that could be nice. We'll see what we think.
And this, actually the last Dark Star we battled was very, oaty and thick.
Yeah.
Just lacked a bit of depth and flavor.
Yeah.
So
this looks thick. I mean, swirling at the glass, and it looks really creamy.
But it looks like Dark Star, Usually it is quite oaty and thick and
rich looking, and then like dark brown looking head on there, like really dense and dark brown. It looks like a very nice beer. I'll smell the aroma. Oh yeah, totally gingerbread cookies. I'm really getting ginger and allspice is big on it, but it really smells like the Hardywood Christmas Stout, just thicker. Yeah, richer because there's more like a bourbon sweet fudgy kind of thing underneath.
Yes, it has. It has that bourbon caramelized density behind it.
I will say on the aroma alone also right now, it reminds me more of my experience with the first time having Dark Star. It smells like this is going to be thicker and richer.
Much more popping than the especially the 2020 and also the coffee Dark Star.
Yeah, the 2020 was.
It was very muted.
Yeah, it was really good, but it was just not the same as the.
But there's lots of vanilla and ginger and
actually
nutmeg.
Yeah, really big vanilla character, and I think like all the spices are quite well balanced. It's almost like in like a gingerbread cookie.
But it smells like really fresh, like this oak vanilla kind of thing with spices,
and almost like a. Well, it's just like smelling like fresh cinnamon sticks. Yeah. That like almost like woody cinnamon thing is kind of there. But everything is balanced. But it's also a 2-year-old vintage.
It must be pretty damn spicy when really fresh.
Yeah. But just, Rusty Nail is like that.
Yeah.
So it smells pretty good.
They like the spices at Fremont.
Yeah. It smells like Christmas beer. And, I like these kind of festive beers. Yeah. So for me, this smells nice. But let's try it. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thanks for sharing, Morten. Really festive.
Yeah.
Goes into really licoricey aftertaste. And then spices come back, like especially ginger for me.
It's a fun beer.
It's really festive. It's definitely it drinks like a Christmas beer, like a gingerbread stout. I'll say in terms of body and everything, it's it reminded me of a little bit more like the 2020, just like it pops a bit more in terms of barrel.
The flavor is the general flavor is just a bit more lively. Of course, you have the spices in there, but and the mouthfeel is that very airy, oaty, fluffy kind of. It's like drinking a cloud.
100%.
Yeah, it's not that heavy. Heavy, dense mouthfeel. It's like very fluffy and cloudy.
I really like the bourbon character on it, and it almost has like a lactosey vanilla thing. I think. Yeah, there's no lactose in it, but
I think it's the oak. It gives that oaky or vanilla brightness.
I totally see why a lot of people will not like this a lot though, because it's super spicy. Like I think this fresh is like probably crazy,
Insanely spicy. Yeah.
loads of crazy peppery spice and like all like the ginger and the allspice and like it really
licorice.
Tastes like a ginger snap cookie, but.
I love it. I love spices.
I think it's really good. I will say this to me is like how I would like Hardywood's gingerbread stout to be, because I think it's like
it's a bit more muted.
Yeah, I mean that one it still has a good bright, but it lacks a bit the depth,
vibrancy.
Yeah, but also the depth that this has. This definitely has more depth in terms of base beer. I haven't tried any of the barrel aged Hardywood stouts, but I think the barrel aged Hardywood stouts are fairly easy to come by if you trade and whatnot nowadays. I never got around to trading for him, but we tried the base with Michael, and I think it was really good. And it's definitely the same way, but this just feels like a more well-composed beer, and a beer that's composed for barrel aging, but then with this addition of festive spice. Because, if I had this in the festive season and Christmas, I would be so stoked on drinking it.
Yeah, it's
especially when
really
and
festive.
I'm still stoked on drinking it. I think it's really good. I think it's one of the best, like, festive spice stouts I've had.
Yeah. Also because it contains some pretty odd spices. Also spices that are pretty hard to balance.
Especially like nutmeg, ginger, allspice.
I would just maybe I would like a bit. Just to my preference, I would maybe like a bit more barrel character to
really sing, and I would like to be honest, a bit more sweetness to combat all the spice, because there's lots of dry spice in it.
Yeah, both a bit more barrel heft or sweetness, but also maybe just a tad more barrel character to kind of play with the spices. But I guess, or kind of sense that a lot of the barrel character brings vanilla. So
I think so.
Like
and then you add vanilla
oaky,
too.
Yeah, very bright oaky character. Yeah, it's not that super bourbon candy kind of.
No, and I think it's also because of the spices. This is totally a beer I also see sitting in the glass I like even more, and it's more towards the sweeter and fudgy vanilla size, and like that kind of the similar base that we experienced having Dark Star for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also because it's an aged bottle. I don't know. It leans more toward that, but I'm also not inclined to say it's like world class, because I think the spices disrupted a bit. It's close. If we graded this in terms of like a Christmas beer, it'd be a world class Christmas beer. But in terms of like just other stouts and other beers in this series, it might be one of the ones I've enjoyed the most in the Dark Star. So I'm going with 94. I think it's close to world class. Right before one of the best festive beers I've had in a long time, because it actually has some very nice barrel character and a nice fluffy and creamy base beer. So it's very fluffy, it's really good, nice sticky,
airy, and sticky.
And it might also be because it's aged that I like it even more now. I don't know,
maybe,
or just because I like these kind of beers. I actually like festive cinnamony Christmas beers.
Again, if maybe to me it had a bit more oomph, or just a bit more density from the base and a bit more barrel character to kind of play with the spices.
I think so.
Probably go 96 or 97 even. Like
I
something
think so.
like really what I imagine barrel Easter Breaks as being like back in 16, 17, maybe 18.
And then with like a small layer of sweetness more, just to disrupt, because it's got a lot of dryness because of all the dry spices.
But Dark Star is a pretty classic,
I know it's
slightly dry, oaty Imperial Stout.
But I will say it's very well harmonized.
There's a lot of toasted oak, not toasted oak, but toasted oats.
By the way. It's super oaty. Loads of that, like just eating straight all oatmeal almost.
I'll probably agree on 94. Just heading into world class, but not really,
it's just right on the edge.
It's just very, very nice and very, very good.
Really good. Really, really good. It's fun to try this stuff as well, because it's often one of those beers that I think a lot of people will hate on just because it's so spicy, but it's actually really good. It's like I'll totally see it if you don't like heavy spice. But if you love ginger
I really
snap,
like it. So.
Yeah, me too. If you love ginger snap cookies or bonkaya in Denmark, you'll love this, because it's it's got a base beer to support those kind of flavors.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, again, it can be improved a bit, but this is still a very good example. So
yeah, I agree. So, if you guys had a chance to try the 2018 Spice Wars Dark Star, barrel aged Dark Star from Fremont, let us know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to Morten for sharing. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notification about videos. And we're going to say cheers.
Yep.
And see you guys in the beer review.